Persuade with a light touch. The most anti-seductive form of language is argument. How many silent enemies do we create by arguing? There is a superior way to get people to listen and to be persuaded. Humor and a light touch. The 19th century English politician Benjamin Disraeli was a master at this game. In Parliament, to fail to reply to an accusation or slanderous comment was a deadly mistake. Silence meant the accuser was right. Yet to respond angrily, to get into an argument, was to look ugly and defensive. Disraeli used a different tactic. He stayed calm. When the time came to reply to an attack, he would slowly make his way to the speaker's table, pause, then utter a humorous or sarcastic retort. Everyone would laugh. Now that he had warmed people up, he would proceed to refute his enemy, still mixing in amusing comments, or perhaps he would simply move on to another subject as if he were above it all. His humor took out the sting of any attack on him. Laughter and applause have a domino effect. Once your listeners have laughed, they are more likely to laugh again. In this light-hearted mood, they are also more apt to listen. Daily law. A subtle touch and a bit of irony give the room to persuade them. Move them to your side. Mock your enemies. That is the seductive form of argument. That's from The Art of Seduction. Use the demonic power of words to sow confusion. Let's see what's in this one. Let's see. Think of it this way. Dependency is a habit that is so easy to acquire. We live in a culture that offers you all kinds of crutches, experts to turn to, drugs to cure any psychological unease, mild pleasures to help pass or kill time, jobs to keep you just above water. It is hard to resist. But once you give in, it's like a prison you enter that you cannot ever leave. You continually look outward for help, and this severely limits your options and maneuverability. When the time comes, as it inevitably does, when you must make important decisions, you must have nothing inside of yourself to depend on. When you must make important decisions, you have nothing left inside of yourself to depend on. Before it's too late, you must move in the opposite direction. You cannot get this requisite inner strength from books or gurus or pills of any kind. It can only come from you. It is a kind of exercise you must practice on a daily basis, weaning yourself from dependencies, listening less to others' voices and more to your listening less to others' voices and more to your own, cultivating new skills. As happened with Carter and with 50, you will find that self-reliance becomes the habit, and that anything that smacks of depending on others will horrify you. Yup. I don't know if I read that before, but it's worth reading again. Depend and trust in and on no one. Everybody's out for themselves. And everybody only thinks of themselves. Speaking of, these children that have moved into my building have no sense of volume at 2:30 in the morning. Down by the pool, listening to their music on their shit phones. Smoking pot. I get it. I was a kid. I did it too. But now that I'm on the other side of it, it's like, I don't feel like smelling that. And it seems to be getting a bit worse. Darn kids. It's not like that, old man. Get off my lawn. This feels like a sign. Being surrounded. Yeah, it's important to be reliant upon your own instincts, but only if you have good ones. That's the thing. Some people's instincts are terrible. Mine were terrible. I think they're only a little better now. I'm gonna drink all this coffee. Oh, speaking of, I was listening to Joe Rogan. He finally heard somebody else talk about the terrible headaches you get when you stop drinking as much coffee or you've gone a bit without having any. Yeah, he said it too. The worst headaches. What the heck are you people doing? Everybody's making odd maneuvers in the world. Yeah. And again, hopefully all my situations are available. Yeah, going back to that first page I read about, I've kind of figured that out on my own. The best way to diffuse somebody's shittiness is to exemplify the counterbalanced energy. So if they're angry, get a little silly. It's just going to piss them off more. And if people are angry and they're looking for an argument, they want you to fight back. And you're giving them exactly what they want. So if you don't do that, you take away all the weapons. Not only that, if you embody humor in the face of anger, that's even more effective. Because now you're doing the exact opposite of what they wanted out of you. And to be honest, I don't take much of life seriously anymore. Ever since my incident, I'm too curious about what it is to take it that seriously. And I've come to believe, at least for me, that it's more important who you are rather than what you are in terms of like your status or like your job or your career or the things you own or what you drive or where you live. That's like surface level like bullshit. It's more the character qualities that you exemplify that I think matter more while you're here. Like, if there's such a thing as God, and like if who you are and the things you do count towards what happens in the afterlife, then it doesn't really matter like what job you have or like the career success you've attained. What makes sense to me is what matters more is who you were while you did all these things. And not only who you were, how you made people feel, the effect you had on others. I think that's a huge aspect of what it is that we're supposed to be doing when we're here. We're supposed to be taking all that into account while we're attaining the things we want. Like, how many people did you screw over to get that raise or that promotion or that position in life? Like, how many people did you affect? Like this book with 50 Cent, like, dude was a drug dealer. Like, yeah, he's rich now, and he's used a lot of what he's learned on the streets to attain what he has. But how many people has he screwed over in life because of that? Like, he's gonna have to answer for that at some point. Same thing with Jay-Z. These guys were drug dealers, and they helped contribute to somebody's demise. Like, is that something you would tell your children to do? You know what I mean? Is that an example you'd want people to take up? I don't think so. And I even applied this to myself. Like, one time I had a family, and if someone else was in the position that I was, would I tell them to do exactly what I did? To be honest, yes. If you were so completely miserable that you sat and contemplated killing yourself just because it just seemed like you were just so stuck and there was nothing you could do and this was just going to be it, then yes, leave. By all means, leave. That's how depressed I was at one point. And to a certain degree, I found a way to kill myself. I did. I killed my ego. That overdose did the trick. It's not that I had to kill it's not that I had to kill myself. I had to kill who I was. And I inadvertently found a way to do it, which is actually kind of amazing if you think about it. And if I apply what I just said about like 50 Cent and Jay-Z to myself, like the example I was being for me was killing me. It was having a negative effect on me. It's not that I had everybody else around me was benefiting, but I wasn't. See, I was the inverse of what like a 50 Cent was. Everything he did was benefiting him, but it was having a negative effect on other people. I was the complete opposite. Everything I was doing was having a benefit to others and a negative effect on me. And that had to change. Otherwise, I would have literally taken my own life. But I remember the night I downed those pills. I remember thinking, I don't even care, whatever. Like, I didn't think it would do that. I was just trying to find ways to feel better. And if one is fun, then two must be better. I remember the look on the people's faces that were with me when I did it. Like they went wide-eyed, like, oh shit. But no one said anything. Who knows what they might have known, and no one said anything, but I don't remember anything past much of that night. I vaguely remember being put in an ambulance, but they all got to see me go into seizure. So they get to enjoy that memory for the rest of their lives. I don't remember. Holy crap, that guy almost missed his exit, and that was a scary maneuver to make. Jeez. But anyways, yeah, that event wiped away who I was. And to a certain degree, metaphorically, I was born again. I came out the other side. So like when it goes back to that page when it talks about using humor to disarm anger, that's pretty much what I learned from the Hermetic principles, is like the balancing act of the law of polarity. What did that say? Speed kills, slow down, drive 100 miles an hour, lose your license. Okay, this sign is talking to me. It knows I have a lead foot. The universe is talking to me. I am not trying to lose my license. And I have driven 100 miles an hour. I'm telling on myself right now, yes. And it's an exhilarating feeling to drive 100 miles an hour. I absolutely love it. And that's why I absolutely cannot be doing that. Because I love it. And it's dangerous to myself and others. And I have too much to... No, I cannot be doing that. So I will listen to the sign. 65. I'm doing 65 right now. I have to take care of my woman. I have to take care of my little boy. There's too much riding on this. That's funny. The other day it just said speed kills. It was just like a static sign. And then this morning it said drive 100 miles an hour, you lose your license. It knows. But yeah, going back to that first page. That's pretty much the law of polarity right there. I'm prone to doing extreme behavior, and I enjoy doing it. As long as I know that about myself, then I will behave in the opposite way. But when it comes to like people trying to trigger anger in you, if you know you're prone to argument and debate, if you know this about yourself, try the opposite tactic. The physical example of that would be rolling with a punch. Someone throws a punch at you, you don't lean into it. You move with it in the direction of it, right? Or the direction that it's moving. That's what a dodge is. Yeah, the best way to not get hit is don't be there. You move. And this kind of applies to everything, like even like social media, like with all the rage bait that they throw at you. A lot of like profiles will get suggested to you. A lot of it's just a bunch of, well, at least on my feed, I guess they know I like to troll the comments, so they'll send me stuff that's like rage bait esque, and then they'll throw in dumb shit. Like it'll be, or maybe I don't know exactly how this works, but it'll be an account I'm following that has nothing to do. It'll be like a physics account or something having to do with like animals, and all of a sudden there'll be some chick on there with her tits out. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like looking at the account, like, this is not what this account's about. And you click on the account, and the post I just saw isn't even on there. So I don't know if accounts get hacked or if they do that because it like helps boost like their engagement. Like they'll slip in something completely off topic, but geared towards whoever's looking. It's the weirdest thing. That happened the other day. And I went and looked, and I'm like, I'm following this account, but what the fuck does this have to do with it has nothing to do with the account. I'm like, well, fuck you. Unfollow. I don't need this shit. So the Instagram's turning into like a shit show in terms of how they're trying to get people to engage, or I don't even know what's going on, but it didn't used to be like that. I'm barely even on there anymore. It's mostly Telegram that I'm kind of interested in, and there's so much on Telegram it's hard to even keep up. There's a lot of information and things that people post on there, and it's a lot. Let's see what this says. Same thing. Speed kills. Drive 100 miles an hour. Lose your license. All right. Telling me twice. Taking the hint. I used to say that. You don't have to tell me twice. And I guess that's going to have to be true. But yeah. I had a great day yesterday with the dogs. It was an easy pack, low amount of dogs. They're easy to handle. So that was fun. And then I have to get back into exercising because I did like some push-ups the other day, and I've been sore for days, and it just seemed to have wiped me out for days too. But I know if I just keep on it every single day, my body will acclimate to it, so I won't feel like this. Feeling like this makes me not want to do it. So this is where the rebellious side of me has to come to my advantage, because I don't want to like avoid being active just because I feel tired. Fight against that shit. Obviously, that's worth fighting against. Get behind this guy. Let everybody speed by. Just coast down the hill. Matter of fact, I'm getting over again. Hopefully there's no road work so I can stay right here, nice and slow. I'm following the trucks always. Fuck this. I'm not losing my license. Let everybody else be in a hurry. This coffee's good, by the way. It's kind of crazy how all these energy drinks popped up out of nowhere, like maybe over the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years ish. Like, I guess Red Bull was the beginning of it. And I know they've been around for like a long, long time, but now there's like a million different kinds of energy drinks. I don't know, everybody's just chasing profit, and that's the trend, but like, what's going on that everybody needs energy that they don't have? Oh, that's interesting, because I couldn't see that cop's lights from the front. Oh, he's doing a round robin. What the fuck? Why would you be doing this? What's ahead that this needs to happen? Yo. See, normally they do this to break up traffic patterns. Because if it's too congested, they try to like create a pocket of empty space between the cars. So he's going back and forth between the fast and the slow lane. It's called a round robin. And I've had this explained to me, but why would you be doing this at this time of the day? There was like barely anybody on the freeway. Or maybe sometimes they'll do this if there's like an accident ahead and they're trying to slow everybody down so they can try to, squeeze in the fire truck or the ambulance, because there needs to be, immediate attention to what's going on. But I bet you there's nothing going on up front. But that was crazy because when he came up behind, I saw the car in my mirror, like coming up fast. I'm like, oh man, this guy's in a hurry. And I saw no lights in front. But as soon as he went by, his lights in the back were on. I remember one time a cop was doing this too, and the cars that he's slowing down were following way too close. And he stopped his car right in the middle of the fucking freeway and got out and was yelling at the cars. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. And you could barely hear what he was saying, but he was yelling loud enough that I could hear. But obviously he was like telling everybody to stay back. Oh, he's turning. He turned in a complete circle. Like, you motherfuckers need to stop. And now he's completely stopped and he's getting out of his car. Just like I said. What are you doing? Oh, maybe there's something in the road. Let me see. What's going on? Oh shit, there is a bunch of stuff in the road. They're kicking stuff out of the way. Oh, interesting. Okay. I wonder what it is. It looks like a mess. They're kicking a bunch of stuff. See, this is exactly why I leave early for work. Because you just never know. Anybody watching this, especially if you're young, always be in the habit of being everywhere early and give yourself plenty of time to get there. Being habitually late is a terrible character flaw. This guy looks pissed doing his job. Like, get this shit out of here. This could have been relaxing over here on the damn freeway having to kick all this clutter. It's just two of them, too. What is this? This is going to take a while, looks like. Man. Okay, let's enjoy my coffee and watch the cops. I'm probably like 3 exits away from my job. What time is it? I can't even tell. This radio has the worst clock in the world. I bet I can tell if I touch this. Let's see. It's 3:29. I start at 4. They've probably been doing this for about a good 5 minutes now. I don't know. Somewhere around there. This stuff is cluttered all the way out. Let me see. I'm in the slow lane, so slow lane, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes worth of whatever the heck they're kicking out of the freeway. And they're literally like by foot just kicking things off into the like the fast lane shoulder. Like he's picking it up by hand, just throwing it. I wonder what it is. Whatever it is, they'll probably pop your tire. Of course, there's a woman. Of course, the chick shows up late after the guy's got all the work done. Now there's a second patrol. So these are highway patrol guys. Their cars are very nice. I love that they use the new Dodge Chargers for all the new police and highway patrol cars. That was a good pick. You going back to that page, see if some of these people are in a hurry or need to be somewhere. They could be pissed off about this happening, but that's not going to make it. It's not going to make it happen any quicker. So if you find yourself in a situation like this, then your usual response is to get angry. Immediately move your mind to the opposite end of that spectrum. Just find it humorous. Like, of course I'm going to be late. I mean, I'm probably not going to be late, but you know what I mean. Anger is rarely useful. Like maybe initially to get you fired up, but you can't stay in that mode. Kind of funny to see him kicking stuff like this. Now they're gonna stand around and have a talk about it. It's funny. I wonder if I can, let me see, hold on, just out of curiosity. Can I flip this around while it's filming? Okay, just in case I screw this up. Let's see. Yep, that's what I'm checking out. Out there kicking things and doing stuff, and looks like they're getting back in the car. Let's see. How do I put this back in there? All right. Like we might be going. What did he say? Something like, "Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen." Let's see, what am I looking at? What were they doing? Holy shit. Oh, it's a bunch of wood. All kinds of crap. Oh, alright. That was exciting. Oh, jeez, it's over here in the fucking slow lane too, whatever the hell it is. I heard it. I hit something. Somebody would have got a ticket. Big time. Alright. Making sure my phone doesn't fall out. Yep. Held me up about a good 10-ish minutes or so. Finish my coffee. Well, that was fun. I wonder when that happened. And then I'm sitting here wondering, like, how long does it take? Like, someone must have had to have called that in. And I wonder how long that was called in and how fast the response time was to get there so they could do that. So many questions. Zero answers. And imagine being the car that was behind. That had to have been a truck that dropped all that nonsense. But imagine being the car that was behind that truck when that happened. What a way to ruin the morning. All trucks stop at scales. Truck in front of me had gotten off. He probably saw a sign. Sometimes trucks are overloaded, and they'll try to avoid these scales if they can. Because if you're overloaded, every truck has a weight limit for what they're allowed to haul. And if you're over that weight, you can get a small fine. It's not a big deal, but nobody likes paying a fine. So the truck in front of me, he must have saw that sign. Either that was his exit, which is possible, or he was like, screw that, I'm going around the scales, so I don't get a fine. He exited. You know, it's funny, I'm seeing all these signs about slow down and lose your license if you drive too fast. I don't drive fast on the way to work. Whenever my little speed demon gets activated, it's on the way home. Because I'm just in a hurry to get home. I just want to be home. So I have to be careful on the way home. I'm always relaxed on the way. It's on the way home. I'm like, oh, I just want to get home. And action. That is my hint. And this car, especially, this car is easy to hit 100 miles an hour. This car can move. So I just told myself a little bit, but still. It was a rare event, and I won't be doing that anymore. Alrighty. That made this video 44 minutes long. They're normally right around like 32 to like maybe 35 minutes long. So that tacked on like an extra 10 minutes ish. Give or take. All the usual suspects are already here. And okay. All right. I have arrived.